Alright guys, so next up is the shaft encoder, also known as a pulse sensor, and that sits inside here. It's a very nice design. It's not like other makes that, it's not susceptible to gearbox oil or grime or anything. It's a relatively, it's in a safe spot there. It's not going to get dirty, and it's actually a very, very important component of the machine. And I'll tell you why. We've now put the gate on manual, okay? This thing's cables come out here. These are the last three. It's a black, a yellow, and a red. And they feed through into here. And that sits in this housing. And what does it do? It exactly tells the gate where it is. So if you do that, for example, you've now put the gate on manual and you operate it. You're going to hit the test button. You're going to see it go slowly, and then there's quite a hard stop. And then when I press it again, it goes usual speed, and then it does that slow stop. So how did the gate know where this thing ended up in the middle? The shaft encoder or the pulse sensor tells it, we're just going to call it the shaft encoder, tells it exactly where it is. And we're going to show you how in a little bit. So first, what happens when that fails? So let's put it in the middle. And there's a very easy way to make it fail, and that is by just simply removing it. Now it doesn't know it doesn't know where it is. So if that fails and it's not receiving any signals from that, gate is gonna do that. It's going to be operating in a very weird way. It's not happy. This is not a happy gate. And then when we put this back in, let's just do that. Your gate is going to again wants to find out where it's supposed to be, and it's back to working normally. Now that movement, that sometimes it will just do that, sometimes it will go there, is a shaft sensor or shaft encoder problem. I'm getting confused now between pulse sensor, shaft encoder. This bit in here, right? The shaft encoder is faulty. Now, there's a number of other things that can cause the same symptoms. So, if you're having that symptoms, and what I've had before, I was working on the motor, it was a slight drizzle, and it had a Sherlow receiver here. It's nothing bad against Sherlow, but the water was running down the cable, and it went into the receiver, and it gave me that. Changed the shaft encoder, same problem. So if you're having that problem, the first thing you do is remove all auxiliary things plugged in, like your beams, everything that goes in there. It's easier just to unplug that, then I'm just going to put it back, or then to remove the 3 amp fuse. So just unplug it and see. Then you can rule out, maybe you've got ants' nests in your beams. Maybe you've got your beams connect on there. Maybe you've got a damaged remote. The lightning, these are very robust. The receiver might not be age, whatever. Let's rule out that. That's the first thing that you need to rule out. The second thing is, and what's nice is that we're going to see now how it works. You see there are 2 prongs coming out here. And those are sending a signal, and I've already removed 2 screws, but there's 4 screws. These are the motor mounting screws. The torque ones, they are a different head to let you know exactly what they are. And underneath here, now this is on the older motors that it had this issue. That's now been rectified, okay? So on your newer motors, you won't really be having this issue. So if you pop this cap off, over here, you can see sometimes dirt and stuff collects in here. And that slides out. And if you clean those, you may have... So you can see, let me just zoom into... Well, you can see from there, it's got little discs. They interrupt that beam. So it works exactly like ABS brakes on a car that are sending a signal, and you've got little holes in the discs or something, and that translates to you know, how fast the wheel is spinning. So that's basically how it works, and that's how it works on all makes of gate motors. There's two little prongs, and where's the other screw, that are sending a signal, and then it's got a disc with holes in that interrupt the signal, and it now tells the controller, exactly where the gate is. So it's counting. It's literally counting. This little guy comes out like that, and then the whole assembly slides up. So the next issue I've had, so that's issue number one, that's issue number two. The next issue that I have had is one of these wires, actually it was a red one, that came out of the crimping itself, and that's what caused it to fail. So that one, you just pull it out with a flat screwdriver. You can try and lift that, it's very finicky, and then we pop it back in. Normally the cable will tell you exactly where it goes. That goes on top, and the cable wants to go this way. So you can remember. If you can't remember, the red wire goes on the top. I like to make sure it's nice and snug in there. And we pop it back in. Open up, let's just see. And our gate will be back to normal. So it's going to check. And it's resumed normal operation. So that's your shaft encoder or pulse sensor. Remember the three issues. First, unplug all of those. Second, clean out all of that if there's any dust or stuff inside there. And then thirdly, check the connections. And lastly, so by checking the connections, you're just going to take this out and you're going to get a multimeter and test continuity. Black to black, yellow to yellow, red to red, but test it from this side. Maybe stick a little needle in there to make sure that one of the wires hasn't come loose or something's gone wrong with the wires. Then you replace the sensor. The sensor itself is dirt cheap, so it's an easy fix, and an easy quick fix really, and it's not very hard to do for your normal DIY guys. I do hope this video helps, and if you did enjoy it, please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you.